Hi guys. Lunchtime at work. Just talking to you guys just about some experiences and stuff like that. In general, talking life. Something I was doing and I kind of quit, and now it's back to lunchtime talk again. I'm fasting, so thinking about hunger, so I thought what better to do than get on here. There's some things that have been going through my mind lately. Some of it is part of the vegan community, some of it's part of the keto community and the paleo community. One of the things that it bothers me the most is, I know keto people are guilty of pushing their agenda to an extent, and I know so is paleo, but the one thing that bothers me the most, and I'm not even going to sugarcoat this, like I'm trying like really hard not to even get emotional about what I'm saying and swear and stuff, because I really want to, but I know there are some people with kids that watch these videos and stuff like that, and I'm trying to be more mindful of that and not slip up. But the more vegan stuff that I see, the more angry I see that they are, and the more I find them masquerading around trying to push and shove and force the vegan agenda down people's throats, the more it really upsets me, and the more it makes me want to eat more meat, honestly, and it's to the point where I think more and more people are starting to see that like 1% of the population, if not less, are vegan. And I was reading and listening to some medical studies that were done in the UK about how babies being malnourished were having problems, and even one lady was talking about her child dying because they were using a hemp or a hemp or quinoa milk or something like that was made, and the child wasn't able to sustain the nutrients, and they just watched this child keep shrinking and shrinking, and the child died. Channels like, channels that dramatize the vegan world and how meat eaters are so sinful, and how we don't care about sentient beings, and we're killing cows and stuff like that, and we should think about our animals the same way. Like, why wouldn't you kill your dog if you would kill that cow? It's because that's my dog. It's like my family. I like eating meat. Bottom line, quit coming at me, and as long as you keep spreading hate and you keep saying and doing the stuff that you do in a negative way, you're going to keep like leading people away from you, and that's not leading by example. One of the things that you have to do is you have to be mindful of what you're putting out, and there are so many of these groups on Facebook that just dramatize the whole vegan world and the whole ketogenic world, and you have keto doctors that are debunking the vegan world, and it's not even that. Keto doctors are talking about why keto is healthy, but then you have the vegan doctors that are trying to debunk the keto doctors. That's like me listening to a seminar where a guy was talking about why Apple's more successful than Samsung is. Because when you sit in a seminar at Samsung, the Samsung people constantly talk about how we can beat Apple. How can we create a product that's better than Apple? But then if you go to an Apple seminar, Apple talks about how can we make this product better to better suit our teachers and our users and stuff like that. Instead of trying to figure out how to beat somebody else, they're trying to figure out how they can put out a better product. It's exactly what this is. Vegan people are constantly focused on the negative side of spreading this I don't even want to say hate, because it's not hate, it's just their moral concern and stuff for animals and what they believe in, that it's completely rude to the rest of the world. And this is why I use this analogy, Samsung versus Apple. Samsung's always out there trying to beat people instead of making their product better, and in turn, through beating people, the product probably is going to get made better. But there's a reason why Apple users why Apple's more in an abundance. And this is what I call the vegan versus keto theory, or the Samsung versus Apple theory when it relates to keto. And it's one of the things that's on my mind right now, and sometimes it bothers me, because I go to these vegan channels just to talk, just to conversate, and just say, hey, look, I support vegan, and I support people that want to be vegan, but let's do this in a more respectable manner than dramatizing all these groups on like YouTube that it's like they're attracting drama. They just want to sit there and bash vegan or keto people or meat eaters all day, just constantly bash. And when you scroll through the comments, you see so many people are so freaking disrespectful. Like, seriously, nobody can have an intelligent conversation. And they always want to go back to the medical research. Well, there's just as much medical research that negates the research that proves that vegan is better. Like, come on, seriously, get away from all that. Step away from leaning on your doctors. Like, you guys are seriously, and we are too, and we are guilty of this. Why are we using our doctors and our scientists and stuff as a crutch? Why are vegan people using doctors and scientists as a crutch? Walk away from all that. Walk away from it and look at people in your life that you've known, that you do know, and that you see just regular people on YouTube that are doing like their life experience being vegan, being keto, being paleo, and look at the success rate on what's going on, and take that answer and use that to benefit yourself. Don't keep using Dr. Cyrus as a crutch, or Happy Healthy Vegan that does dramatic reviews on people saying stuff in the meat world and then dramatize it to put it on YouTube to like create this dramatic audience that comes, and then they start spewing out more hate in the comments. Like, literally, it's crap. Look at what's going on in the world. Look at what's more sustainable, and look at what is not necessarily more sustainable, but look at what people are happier with. Excluding refined carbohydrates and sugar, a well-balanced diet, a ketogenic diet, a paleo diet, a Mediterranean diet. All these things are like, people are so much more happier doing this than they are vegan, and there's a reason for that. Vegan people sometimes act so miserable. And I'm not even trying to generalize all vegans. I'm just talking about from a vegan standpoint. It would seem like the community would be better to not spread so much hate and anger. And some of the top authorities in the vegan community even say this about the people that fit in the vegan community. Like, you guys need to chill out with that stuff because you're giving us a bad name. Like, it does not represent us at all. But yet people will still keep calling themselves vegan, and for one, not doing vegan right. And they spew all this hate and anger. And it makes no sense to me. And if somebody does a review on this video, by all means, I could care less. I really could care less. This is my honest opinion on what I'm seeing. Step away from your crutch that you're using, or your doctors and scientists that you're using as a crutch, and start actually looking at how people are happy. Look how people's health is changing on a ketogenic diet or a paleo diet, as opposed to a vegan diet, where a lot of them look very slender, very sickly. Bones, you can see the bones in their face. A lot of them complaining about energy. You can see studies and stuff from the UK where babies are malnourished, people are malnourished, and they're dying from this. And I'm not talking about like, this is, I can't even say that I really looked this up completely. It's just other vegan channels that talk about this, that are very honest about what's out there. And they even admit that vegan people don't do the vegan community service by being the way that they are and spreading like hate towards meat eaters and stuff like that. All right, guys. That's just my view at lunch, and that's just my take on it. And I hope that if you can resonate with this, maybe leave me a comment. Just let's talk about this. You know, we should be supporting everybody, not hating on people. So, all right, guys. Take care. Keto on.